Okay, so for 2-3, proving lines parallel. The corresponding angles converse. If you have a picture like this, and you find out in one way or another that the two coplanar lines are cut by transversal, and you find out that corresponding angles are congruent, you can find that in many different ways. But if you know that for a fact, then you're allowed to say the lines are parallel. Okay, so it goes backwards. Yesterday, or last week, it was if we knew the lines are parallel, then we knew the corresponding angles were congruent. Today goes backwards. If you know that corresponding angles are congruent, then you know the lines are parallel. So for example, give me a pair of corresponding angles. 1 and 5. If angle 1 is congruent to angle 5, then you're allowed to say that the two lines are parallel to each other. This angle is congruent to this angle. What are the two lines? Not the transversal that they're both touching, but the two parallel lines that go through that transversal. What's one of them? Which line is touching the angle 1? L. That's L right there. And what line is going through and connecting with angle 5? M. So those are the two lines that then become parallel. L must be parallel to N. L is parallel to M. N doesn't count. N is a transversal that's cutting through both of them. Okay? So when you find a pair of special angles like corresponding or same side interior or something like that, then you can say that the two lines in that picture are also parallel to each other. All right, so for this one, if you find out that alternate interior angles are congruent, because that's the rule they're supposed to be, if alternate interior angles are congruent, then you're allowed to say that the lines are parallel. That's right, so it goes backward. So in this picture, name for me two alternate interior angles. 3 and 6. If you find out that 3 is congruent to 6, if angle 3 is congruent to angle 6, then name for me two lines that have to be parallel. One line goes through 3 and one line goes through 6. M is parallel to which line? L. Good. The transversal doesn't count because the transversal cuts through both of them. So again, L is parallel to M. Now I'm going through kind of, you might be saying to yourself, well, it's obvious, those are the only two lines there. L is parallel to M. But the pictures will get more confusing. So you have to find the two angles and see which lines are connected to those, making them parallel. All right, so if we know that two alternate exterior angles are congruent, give me an example of alternate exterior angles. 1 and 8. Good. So if we know the alternate exterior angles are congruent, then we can say the lines are parallel. So if angle 1 is congruent to angle 8, then we know that here's the 1 and here's the 8. So which two lines are parallel? 9? Which? L, parallel to M. Okay, it's only two lines there in this case. And the last one, though, if we find out that same-side interior angles are blank, what are we supposed to know about same-side interior angles? Supplementary, good, not congruent. Same sides are supplementary. If we find that out, if we somehow know that 4 and 8 add up to 180, or is that a 6? 4 and 6 add up to 180. If we know that, then we know the lines are parallel. So if the measure of angle 4 plus the measure of angle 6 equals 180, if we find that out somehow, then it follows the same side interior angles converse rule. Then the lines are parallel. M is parallel to M. L is parallel to M. So look at the next set of problems. Given the following information, angle 1 is congruent to angle 8, determine which lines, if any, are parallel, state the postulate that makes it so. Alright, so we're going to do one at a time. Look at angle 1 and angle 8 over here. Okay? If you know this is given, angle 1 is congruent to angle 8, then, make sure your focus is up here. If angle 1 is congruent to angle 8, then you have to find the two lines that would be parallel. Okay, so look for the line. It's not the one that's going through them. I'm going to draw that dotted. You can never count this one because it's going through them. What two lines would have to be parallel then? C and D. Good, because the C is on the 1 and the D is on the 8. So we'll say then that C, write this part down, C is parallel to D. And the reason is because what kind of angles were these, angle 1 and 8? Yep, so you're going to say alternate exterior angles converse. Or your book puts the word converse first. Because of the alternate exterior angles converse. It's not the theorem, it's the converse. Because since the two angles are congruent, that makes the lines parallel. Okay, that's the idea. And there's a lot of lines here, so you have to make sure you find the right ones. All right, the next one. Number 8. If angle 4 is congruent to angle 9. First of all, think about where the transversal is. Which line connects the two of them together? I heard a lot of letters there. Which line is connecting the 4 and the 8 together? The C. Good. So that one's the transversal. You can't count that one. Which two lines are parallel to each other then? E and F. And before we write it down, let's think about what the reason is. E is parallel to F because of what reason? Look up at the top of your page. Which one of those rules would work? Alternate interior converse. That's right. These are alternate interior angles, and we're proving that the lines are parallel. So alternate interior angles converse. Make sure you use the word converse. So converse proves that the lines are parallel. All right, two more. Number 9. Number 9 doesn't say congruent. Number 9 says that two angles add up to 180. Let's find them. 7 and 13. So this one is saying that these two angles right here are supplementary. 7 and 13 add up to 180. Okay? So that would make two lines parallel because these are same side interior angles. What's the transversal, the line that goes through both of them? D. Good. So which two lines are then the parallel ones? E and F. E, F. So E is parallel to F. E is parallel to F because of what reason would this one be? Same side, supplementary. Good. So same converse. That's right. Same side interior angles converse. Try number 10 on your own. Sorry, my picture got a little bit off. Try number 10. Look at the things that are given to you and try to decide which two lines would be parallel from that. All right, what'd you come up with? Which two lines are parallel? C and D. C is parallel to D because of what reason? Angles converse. If you say corresponding angles theorem, then you're saying that the angles are congruent. If you say corresponding angles converse, then you're saying that the lines are parallel. It's just a matter of the order of the words. Any questions on that? Okay. All right, let's